Welcome to I'm Not Being Funny, but the podcast with me, Lee, and her, Annie.
Hello.
Hello. Welcome to the first episode of I'm Not Being Funny, but the podcast with me, Lee.
And me, Annie.
We are going to be here going through some serious stuff, some not so serious stuff, some very not so serious stuff, and giving it our own opinions and having a laugh at the world because we need something to smile about every day.
And I wouldn't be smiling if that was a full can of Red Bull.
No, neither would I. It'd be sticky as shit on the floor.
So, what are we talking about today?
Well, I've got a couple of things. There's mainly questions to pick your brain and also to pick the lovely people that are listening to us currently. Pick their brains as well.
Sounds fun.
Yeah. What have you got for us?
I have a couple of stories, and I am going to wrap up this episode with a missing persons appeal. Just to keep us level-headed.
Yeah, fair enough. Not too giddy then by the end of it.
No, the end of it's going to be properly serious. So let's get the funny stuff out the way first.
Fair enough. And if you do want to contact us in any way, all of our socials can be found at the end of this.
They can.
So, my not so serious stuff first, I'm going to guess then. Start off with a laugh if we can.
Why not?
Right, so, I have got a few things for you, if you're interested.
I suppose I've got to sound interested, haven't I?
You do. So, you know how women can be labelled the crazy cat lady if they own like 30 plus cats?
I think I was close before I met you and I had 3 cats. And they were all I used to talk about.
Were you talking to them as well?
Yes.
Right, yeah, you were probably borderline for that then.
Mm.
So, what would be the male equivalent of that then?
I don't know. I'm thinking, the first thing that pops to my mind is he talks to his balls, but he probably does that anyway.
Are you on about men or the cats?
Definitely the boys.
Yeah, fair enough.
And Ginge doesn't talk to his balls because he hasn't got any anymore.
Well, no, he doesn't, does he?
No. I think if the cats started talking to their balls, more people would get the balls chopped off.
Yeah, probably.
And possibly send the cats in too.
Yeah. They also might need to stop taking whatever strong drug they're taking.
There's a lot to be said for strong drugs.
There
Especially
is,
the
but-
ones that are prescribed.
Well, yeah, prescription drugs is different compared to, you know, like you're watching your cat talk to his cut-off knackers because you sat...
But you could be one of them people who's decided you wanted to take them home and put them on the mantelpiece.
No, they're just weird people. And to be fair, if you did get your balls removed, you could never say, I'm tripping balls.
Well, you could if you were literally tripping over balls on the floor.
Yeah, true.
Well, we've both done that before.
Yeah, it's not much fun.
No. What do you think a male equivalent of a crazy cat lady is?
Probably somebody that hides in a shed with a bar and you'd rather talk to alcohol than people, which I'm not knocking.
Sometimes that would give you the right answer.
Yeah,
Sometimes you need some professional advice that you can only give yourself.
true.
But the alcohol bit, it's not worth it.
Yeah, been there, done that, got the bad liver for it.
Exactly. It's only going to end in one thing,
Yeah,
and not a happy ending.
yeah. This ain't no Thai massage parlour.
Nope.
So the answer to the male version of Crazy Cat Lady would be...
An alcoholic in his mum's shed.
Well, not in America, so we can't say he lives in his mum's basement.
No, I'd probably live in a trailer if it was in America. Trailer trash.
You said that and all that went through my head then was Kid Rock. I don't know why. It was like a cross between Kid Rock and Tiger King. Their illegitimate love child.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yep. No, it would be that woman, wouldn't it?
Oh,
Kid Rock and that woman, what was she called?
Caroline Baskin.
That's the one. Now, could you imagine that child?
Oh, cool.
Unfortunately, we all can.
Yes. Right, I've got another one for you then, since that one didn't go very well. How would you defend yourself at work, not fighting people? I don't mean like battering someone. I mean, how would you stand up for yourself at work without coming across as the arsehole?
Oh, no. I could stand up for myself at work. I've done it many times. But I'm always the arsehole.
Well, instead of giving us what you actually did, which made you come across as the arsehole, can you give any advice of how to come across minus the assholiness?
In a word, no. Can you?
Yeah, you just kind of... Right, this was another one from Reddit. This was on No Stupid Questions.
They are full of a lot of stupid questions, so let's hear this out.
Exactly. And basically they wanted to know how they can stand up for themselves at work without coming across as the arsehole because their boss and co-workers was making their life difficult. So, that is the advice they need. How can they essentially make everyone's life hell without coming across as the dickhead?
Well, I used to work somewhere, and I'm not going to name anywhere I worked or what I used to do, things like that. Excuse me.
You good?
I am now.
Good.
Just need a quick drink.
Right, well, while you catch your breath, I'll give my advice on this one, what I would do personally. Having seen that there was certain people, everyone's worked with them, they're the ones who try and look good in front of everyone. They're the ones that are like, oh yes, look what I've done this, I've done that, when the reality is somebody else has done it and they're just taking the credit for it. They are the I-in team that's, hidden in the a-hole. And the best way that I found of doing it is either just doing under the satisfactory work that they're used to presenting to their boss or whatever, without making yourself look lazy or that you haven't been doing your job properly. But then for the bosses to be able to notice, like, well, your work's not as good as it used to be, what's been going on? Obviously, to your co-workers, manager, superior, whatever they are, and it's not falling back on you because they can't go, oh, well, this isn't actually what I do, can they? Without making themselves look like the arsehole.
True.
So, yeah, you just kind of play a game with them and you make them look worse by doing less of their job for them.
True, but then are they just going to get somebody else to do their job for them and start claiming their credit?
But from this, she was saying that her co-worker's making her life difficult as well, meaning that they're doing less work so that they've got to do more work.
Sounds like Lass needs a new job.
It does. But short of,
Miracles these days.
Yeah.
Jobs aren't easy to find. You've got to stick around when you found one.
Exactly. Short of that or calling in sick for a month just to prove that,
Place needs me.
Yeah, exactly. There's not really too much that she can do, which is unfortunate.
Very.
What do you think?
You see, my advice was going to be something I had done before. Shocking, I know. When I worked in my previous field of expertise, profession, I don't want to give too much away, but I used to help people live their day-to-day lives. Sounds way more glamorous than it was. And on this particular day, I had spent a weekend on this residential floor. And it sounds so ridiculous now when you talk about it. But the kitchen of where I worked were sending up what cups they could find for people to have their drinks in with a meal. We had 3 cups and it was a residential floor of 15 people.
I mean, I'm not very good at maths, but even I know that's not enough.
No. And I was ranting and raving at the manager of that floor, who turned round to me and said, go and tell the manager this because no one else can change it. So I did no more than ran down the stairs, burst through the door out of the stairs, swung around to the reception office to ask the woman who works reception, who wasn't there where the manager was, and came face to face with the manager. At which point I started shouting in her face that 3 cups on the floor, 15 people is just going to pass around illnesses. And we need more cups. We need something as simple as somebody who goes out and looks for cups on all the floors. It's not rocket science. It'd take about 20 minutes. And I'm shouting this in my manager's face. To which, when I stop ranting and raving, the manager turns around to me and says, OK, I'll get it sorted. And then we had a stack of cups brought up within 10 minutes.
So basically, your advice to this poor woman would be cause a scene, shit stir, and make people pay attention.
Yeah.
Yeah, right, fair enough. I mean, that is, yeah.
That is my kind of conflict resolutions.
Be loud.
Be loud, make it worse in the short term. In the long term, they're going to realise if we don't sort this shit out, she's starting to shout again. And it's not fun when she does, because everybody stops and stares and looks at you.
Because everyone can hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Well, I think we kind of got to the bottom of that one. There's one or two ways you can go. You can either go like the tactical sneaky route and be a bit of a dick, or you can go in all guns blazing and just basically tell them to fuck off. Both work pretty much the same.
Yeah.
So it purely comes down to what type of personality she's got there then.
Yep.
Yeah, fair enough. So, following on from that, another one. This one is, what is pricey but completely worth it? So, what people would now, especially in this cost of living crisis and all the bollocks that we've been going through, everyone, not just me and you, what would you class as pricey but totally worth it? I mean, this could be anything from like a subscription to something to investing in property. I don't know.
Free education's worth it. Get rid of your kids for the day. Less stress.
That's not pricey if it's free.
I don't know, have you seen the cost it is to send your kids to a free school these days?
Yeah, it's not fucking free.
I don't know.
I mean, going on what you said there, yeah, childcare.
Yeah, childcare is definitely worth it.
Yeah, because it gives you freedom.
It gives you 10 minutes to sit down and have a warm cuppa.
Yeah, but it also gives you the added security, especially if they're in somewhere like a nursery, daycare, after school club, whatever it is. You've got that added security that you know they're safe. You know they're not out on the streets like we were when we were growing up. Taking your bikes down little woodland paths, like, ooh, I wonder where this goes, and coming across, fucking dead badgers and all sorts. Poking it with a stick.
Yeah. Getting your first waft of dead body, so you never forget that smell. Ugh.
Or your first waft of somebody stepping in dog shit.
Or your first waft of weed.
Eh? I'm walking home to that. Where is it?
You just have to go and cross over at the traffic lights up the top of the hill.
Well, yeah, here you do, but obviously I didn't grow up around here, did I?
Well, in fairness, neither did I. I didn't know about that at the top of the hill until we lived at the top of the hill, and I had to cross over there to take kids to school.
Just turns out it's a grow house that nobody says anything about.
Yeah.
Which, fair enough.
That's why you never see the police actually round here. They go through with lights and sirens. They never actually stop. Because this is supposed to be a nice area, so nothing can go wrong in the nice area.
Yeah, fair enough. So anything else other than childcare and weed that's pricey but worth it?
I don't know, I think they're probably two good options there.
Alright.
Get the kids looked after, go and get yourself stoned. Make sure you finish your munchies though before the kids come home.
Pizza's always a good option on that one.
So those Maltesers.
Yeah. So then on the flip side of that then, what's pricey but not worth it? And I'm going to start with one here, and it's going to be seeing people.
Oh, God.
And I don't mean like train travel, petrol, flying. I mean fucking glasses.
Yeah.
Like, I am blind as a bat. I can barely see like 4 foot in front of me without my glasses on. I've worn glasses for near enough 30 years now, which is like near enough all of my fucking life. And one thing that's always annoyed me ever since like I ended up getting into work after further education and everything.
Yeah, when they're not free anymore.
Yeah, when they're not free anymore, that's when you notice just how much it actually costs.
It does cost a fortune just to be able to open your eyes and see things clearly.
Yeah, I mean, I've had glasses, contact lenses. I even looked at laser eye surgery at one point because my eyesight was deteriorating so bloody bad. But I decided against it because I thought, if it doesn't work, I'm still going to have to pay for the glasses.
Or you wouldn't be able to see it all.
Yeah, exactly. So, it's like, I was sick with my glasses on my face.
I mean, Mum had laser eye surgery and did nothing for her vision.
That's true.
But yeah, I need glasses. And these days I need my glasses even more because I had that really bad headache. And now when I don't wear my glasses, I can't see properly.
Yeah, your 2-week migraine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's things in life that shouldn't cost. Going to the dentist to get your teeth out. Checkups, yeah. I couldn't see why they may cost like 20 quid.
Yeah, because you're obviously taking up some of their time.
You're taking up some of their time. They're going to tell you what needs to be done. In my case, every time it's a fucking filling again.
Yeah, every time I go, it's that tooth needs to come out.
I know, you go running low on visits, yeah. But after that checkup, it shouldn't cost. You shouldn't have to pay to be able to eat a meal.
See, I'll kind of disagree with you on that one. But only kind of, because I do think that you should have to at least pay for their time.
To an extent.
Yes. Not like, you sat there, it's like, oh, yep, there's £10, we've been in here an hour. Yep, there's another £10 because it's rolled over. Nothing like that. It should just be a set price. It shouldn't cost you between 70 and 150 quid to get a fucking tooth pulled when you're in pain. No,
it shouldn't cost you at all. It should be a case of you pay so much towards it. But it shouldn't be a case of, I'm in agony, I can't eat anything, I can barely open my mouth. I mean, we both seen what I was like with my wisdom teeth. That was hell.
Yeah, and then my wisdom tooth that just died.
Yeah.
They were the worst 2 weeks of my fucking life.
And I had it for about, 6 weeks where I was constantly in agony with it. And then they decided to take them out. So that was another 4 weeks of constant, absolute agony where I couldn't open my mouth and eat anything.
Literally all you could do was drink soup through a straw.
Yeah. Which you're left in agony, but in those occasions, what about when you haven't got the money?
Yeah, exactly.
I was lucky when I had mine out. I had to go to the dental hospital, which isn't actually lucky, but because I had to go to hospital for it, it was free.
Yeah. But
you shouldn't have to think, oh, thank God I'm going to hospital, I don't have to pay for this one.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the same with your glasses. It shouldn't be a case of, it costs me however many hundreds of pounds every 2 years just to be able to see someone else's fucking ugly mug.
See, that depends, because sometimes,
some
depending on your age, it's every year.
To a year.
Exactly. And if they're having to get different prescriptions that quick, I don't think it's right. It's literally robbing you blind.
It is. It's either I can't see, like you can't drive without your glasses on.
Oh, God, no. I can barely make it down the stairs without my glasses on.
It's just the government making money, and that's as far as we're going to touch politics, but
yep, that's
a lot of money gets made that we don't see any benefit from.
Taxes.
But anyway, because we do have rules to our podcast, we do not talk politics.
No.
That's a big no-no. We do not give medical advice.
No.
And we do not give money advice.
No, we are shit with money.
We really are. And they are our rules. So if you do get in touch with us, please do not ask us questions on any of those things. We will give our own opinion on medical issues, on monetary issues, but we do not give advice on either. And politics, well, you're just getting ignored if you mention politics.
Yeah. But, like Annie said, these are purely our opinions. You don't have to agree with them. You don't have to follow them. If you don't agree with them, let us know. If you do agree with them, let us know. We like to know different people's opinions on stuff. It's called a conversation, which some people need to realise.
Yeah,
And just because you're offended doesn't mean you're right.
it doesn't. If you're offended, please feel free to comment.
And then fuck off.
Pretty much. Because I don't care about your comments. If you're going to comment and say how fucking lousy our podcast is, go for it. Other people out there will agree. That's one thing me and you agree on. Some people are going to think it's shit.
Yeah, any publicity is good publicity.
Exactly. If you're talking about it, it's doing us good.
Before we go any further, I did say that there was going to be a question for the listeners. I mean, you can feel free to chirp in on this one as well.
Okay.
So, the email address you're going to need first is INBFB podcast@outlook.com. Now,
Do I need to use that email address?
no, I can see you.
Okay.
It's called context, sweetheart.
Okay.
You're going to email it in, aren't you?
No. I'm getting up my story. I'm letting you waffle.
That's fine. So, the question is, what is the most comfortable pair of shoes that you've ever owned? And do they still make them?
No. My most comfortable pair of shoes I ever owned were a pair of Skechers, and I can see them now that I'm thinking about them. They were mainly silver and they had white on. And they had thick white laces. And you could tie these on a morning and your feet wouldn't be hurting, even if you'd been on your feet all day walking a fucking marathon. I choose to say walking, not running. I do not run. I never have.
So, there you go.
They were so fucking comfortable. It was like walking on clouds. But Skechers, and yes, Skechers are twats. That was the make of these shoes. Fucking Skechers. They don't make them anymore.
Any particular reason, or did they just go out of style? They decided to change it up, or?
I think they just went out of style. But they were just like a walking shoe that they made. But not these memory foam ones they make now, like the fucking slip-on ones that you don't have to bend down for, that cost you a fucking fortune. No, these were properly comfortable shoes that you used to have to tie. But I used to be able to go out hiking with the dogs, or go to my mum's and take her dogs for a walk, get the bus, walk to my mum's. I mean, you saw when my mum lived up the hill, you used to go up a hill that was like fucking vertical.
It just kept going.
And then you had to walk another good mile and a half up this stretch of road, and then turn a corner and go along another back road where I nearly got hit by a electric car because I wasn't looking, I was texting, and they fucking nearly ran me over.
You were using the Green Cross code, minus the looking. You were listening.
I was listening, and it wasn't making any fucking sound.
The most you get from it is a if you're lucky.
I didn't get that.
Yeah. You would just got a thump.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, do let us know what your most comfortable pair of shoes was. That's a question that was asked on the internet, and I thought it'd be quite a good one for this, to get people interacting with us.
You
Right.
can also have a rant if you're not very happy that they don't make them shoes anymore, because I'm not happy at Skechers. They need to bring back them silver and white walking shoes.
Oh, by all means, send us rants. If you want to get something off your chest, don't worry, we will not use names.
No. If you get in touch with us, you can tell us that you really want us to name and shame, and we will completely ignore you. Because I ain't having no one else coming up to me and saying that you naming and shaming people, how dare you? I'm not getting involved in your petty shit. Got enough of my own petty shit.
You love your petty stuff.
I do.
But yeah, send us in anything you like. Petty stuff apparently is top of the list. You'll get Annie's attention straight away.
Yep.
Anyway, I've waffled on now for long enough, so over to you.
Well, my first topic here is, I spotted this, came up on Reddit earlier. Now, we don't do what everyone else does from Reddit. We just spot something and then think, hang on a minute, that could bring a funny conversation. Now, this will bring a funny conversation because this is out and Lee and his bad proposal. So, this post is...
I feel personally attacked already here.
Good. This post, I am reading it, this is not me. It says, I, 27 female, proposed to my girlfriend, 27 female, but she said she didn't like it. What can I do to fix this? So, long story short, my girlfriend of 3 years wanted to get married. She even would send me different proposals of celebrities and other people on the internet. Now, I think that's tacky. You don't want someone copying. I wouldn't have had Lee copying how he saw somebody else propose just because he thought that's what I wanted. But I did the proposal in a different way and I thought she would love it. But she didn't. I didn't make it extravagant. Sorry, I haven't got my glasses on, so reading this is a bit tricky. As the different posts she had sent me, but I had a photographer. We saw a musical afterwards, and then we went out to eat. Just a day later, so she literally slept on it, and then realised she didn't like how she proposed to her. And this poor lass, she's upset. I'm not sure what to do in this situation because I felt I did the best I could with what I had, and I thought the most important thing was us spending the rest of our lives together. I couldn't afford a grand thing, and I know I wanted to do it.
Does it just end there?
No, she wanted to do it before the end of the year. She loves the ring though. Probably her most favourite thing. We got into an argument and I want to fix it, but I don't know how. Right, now, I read this earlier and I was like, that's got Lee written all over it, because how did you propose? What was your romantic proposal?
I did it with a ring.
No, you didn't.
Shit.
Do you remember?
Yes, I remember.
So come on then, tell the good listeners how you proposed.
I proposed to you by laying in bed, turning over to you and going, do you fancy getting married?
On a Saturday morning, laying in bed watching the telly before kids. There was nothing like that. We'd not been together that long, 6 months. And he just says to us, do you want to get married?
It was about 8 months, actually.
No, because it was just before my birthday. Wait, I have proof of this. I know how this happened, because this happened in the April. The beginning of the April. So we lay in there Saturday morning. So it wasn't early. It was like mid-morning, somewhere like about 10, maybe later.
Yeah.
So he asks me to marry him. And I'm laying there and I'm like, well, yeah, in the future we should get married. Yeah. And that's about as far as it went. And he did buy me a necklace because originally I'd said I didn't want a ring. Because where I used to work, I couldn't wear engagement rings or anything other than a plain wedding band you couldn't wear because you were working with other people.
Basically, they didn't want you to cut anyone with them or it to fall off, and then accusatory things could happen.
Exactly. Could cause an injury, so you weren't allowed to wear things like an engagement ring. You could only wear like a simple, smooth wedding band. And we weren't at that stage. We were just at the engaged stage, so he got me a necklace, sorry. Now, speaking of my work, within a few weeks of this very unromantic proposal, I was in an accident at work and I got kicked in the face. And he full on hoofed me in the face, caused whiplash, neck strain, severe headaches, and later I also ended up with vertigo, all from this one hoof to the face. So, as I stated, I had whiplash, neck strain, however you want to propose it. It was fucking horrible. But at this point, Lee was going out to work and I was off sick because I had a physical job. I couldn't go and do it when I'm like unable to move my head without being in severe pain. So Lee comes in from work one night and like, I don't know, I'm going to say over 50% of the public, we would both come in from work and pretty much the shower is your first destination. So he comes in, straight to the bathroom. You can sit there shaking your head all you want, you know where this is going now. This is how I ended up with an engagement ring and my necklace. He comes in, he goes straight in the bathroom, and he barely said hello. So I get up from the couch, get into the bathroom, I go and sit on top of the toilet, and I'm sitting in there talking to him. And I'm looking at the back of the door while he's in the shower getting washed, and we're having a bit of a chat. And the next thing I know is he gets out of the shower. And the towel was next to me on the radiator, which was next to the toilet. So I get hold of the towel and I turn to him to give him it. And I'm sat there and I'm like, I don't mean to be staring at your penis, but I can't move my head anywhere else. I couldn't look anywhere else. That was all I could see. To which he laughed like that. And I started crying. And I got really upset because that was all I could see was his penis, and I thought he was going to get really irritated with us. And the next day he ends up, we go to see your family, didn't we, on the Saturday?
No, we'd just gone out for the day. We decided that we were just going to go out and about and just... because it was payday.
Yeah. We went to a jeweller's, and he got me my first engagement ring. Pretty much because I made him feel bad because I was staring at his penis while he got dried out of the shower. So I ended up with an engagement necklace and an engagement ring, but no proper romantic engagement.
I offered to do the engagement again, and what did you say?
You'd already ruined it once. I wasn't giving you a second shot at ruining it.
You said you didn't want it to be big and in front of people or anything like that, so...
That was your excuse for it being shit. It's because I'd said I didn't want it being big and in front of anyone. But it didn't have to be. It also didn't have to be in fucking bed on a Saturday morning. Like some sort of fucking brain fart you had.
You said yes.
That is besides the point. Where was the romance?
You said yes. So yes, thank you for the fantastic staring at my penis story there.
Well, next time you get engaged to somebody, maybe add a little bit of romance so she doesn't have to shame you on the internet.
Oh, thank you for that so much. There's me thinking out of the end of it. Clearly fucking not.
Oh, you'll never hear the end of that one.
No, I won't, will I?
No.
For fuck's sake.
But I do have another story.
To be fair, it can't be much fucking worse than what you've just put me through there, so yeah, go on.
Well, we all love this next person. I mean, he's fucking another fucking level.
Thank you. You can't see the look she's giving me now.
This time I don't mean you. So, this was another... Yeah, that's a pretty finger. This was another Reddit that popped up on my phone. And it is it a red flag if a guy I'm dating admires Andrew Tate?
Yes, next question.
Well, this post got a very interesting comment, which I also have saved on my note. So, she says, I think it's a she, but I may be wrong. We'll read it, we'll see what happens. I've been dating this guy for a while and everything seemed great until recently. At a date, he mentioned he's a fan of Andrew Tate. He actively listens to Tate's podcasts and aligns with many of his views. Although he claims to disagree with Tate's opinion about women, is that not all you ever hear? This revelation has left me concerned, and I've only encountered Tate through brief social media clips and fundamentally disagree with his ideology. Could this be a major red flag? What are your thoughts? Now, we've heard your thoughts, we know what your thoughts are. Now, let's get to the comment that properly got me into this. If he doesn't disagree with his views on women enough to recoil in revulsion from everything else Tate says, then he doesn't disagree enough. I'm a 50-year-old man, and someone saying that would be enough for me to stop associating with them. For a woman in a dating situation, that's kind of hard to get my head around. even talking about him again. Now, this man, this 50-year-old man who's commented here, seems to have a better grasp of reality than this person who's wrote the whole post could come across in their lifetime. Why? It doesn't say how long a while is for dating this person, but why would you even consider going back on a date with somebody who thinks Andrew Tate is someone to be idolised?
It's like saying, oh, well, you know, I don't agree with everything, but he did, but, you know, Hitler wasn't that bad, was he? It's the same premise, sis.
It is, because he's got the sort of mentality, he's got that one-line thought that Hitler had. The world will be alright if. For Hitler, it was if everybody's got blonde hair and blue eyes and screams Heil Hitler, well, just change it for the name. I mean, how does a 50-year-old man come up with a comment like that? Yet the poster here just seems to not even consider this being a red flag. What kind of relationship are you going to have with somebody who thinks Andrew Tate should be breathing?
Well, she's obviously, or he, is with this bloke for either A, the size of his cock, or B, the size of his wallet.
But even them two, I'm sorry, no sex is good enough to put up with Andrew Tate being anywhere in the vicinity of conversation.
No amount of money is either.
I'd hope not. This is one of them situations when you hope, I'm raising my kids to be proper human beings and not to look at anything like that
And think it's acceptable.
Yeah. We have daughters, and if our son was to ever turn around and say something like he does, our son would be the fastest put onto a ship to the fucking moon. There's just no way.
There'd be one extra seat on the Rwanda flights.
Damn right.
Well, I'm not going to lie, that took a severe left turn.
It's just, how do these people survive? How has fucking rational thinking not wiped these idiots out? Where does it come from? How are people so stupid?
Right, there's something that you need to remember here. They had to tell people on the internet not to eat Tide Pods.
Yeah, but wasn't that the same, like, era in time when Trump said you could shoot away a hurricane?
It's a high possibility, yeah. But then again, you've also got people out there that believe that you can drink bleach and it'll kill stuff. I don't mean germs.
Do you mean Trump?
Well, he turned around and said, just inject yourself with bleach to get rid of COVID.
Yeah, he did.
And people out there believed him.
Yeah, they did. I'm not being funny, but if you live in America, you've got a much higher chance of...
Being sick.
Yeah.
Or being shot.
Both.
Being a redneck.
Yeah, that's 50-50 no matter where you live.
True.
Everywhere's got their own rednecks.
Just called different things.
Yeah, I was a hillbilly.
Just Cletus sprung to mind there. Anyway, you said that you were going to wrap it up with a missing persons thing, didn't you?
I did.
So, here is the properly serious part of this podcast, which I shall leave you with Annie for her to go through it all with you. So, from me, thank you very much for listening.
And now we have a young lady. She's a 34-year-old mother of 3. She lived in North Yorkshire. She lived in Malton, North Yorkshire in the UK. She's been missing for over 5 days now. She's got 3 kids. That's how many kids we have. And she's a little bit younger than me, but not much. She was a nurse, so she cared about people. She had drive in her that 90% of people don't have, because she wanted to care for people who she didn't know. that doesn't scream out to me that this woman is just going to up sticks and leave her kids. Nurses aren't wired the same as the rest of us. They're wired to think of other people before themselves. This mother of three needs to be found, no matter what. She's in her early 30s. She's 34 years old. Them kids aren't going to be very old. They need their mum. And her family, her mum, her brothers, her sisters, her dad, her other half. There's people out there who love this woman. So we should all be on the lookout. We should all be Googling who is Victoria Taylor of Malton, North Yorkshire. We need to find a picture of her, an up-to-date one, which are going to be plastered everywhere on the internet. I found this story was on BBC News. Her personal possessions were found near the River Derwent. So this woman, she could have quite easily had her bag stolen, and that could be how her belongings ended up there. She might not have been anywhere near the river. But what if she was forced to be there? What if she chose to be there in a moment of madness? What if she chose to be there in a moment of sadness? We don't know where this could have ended, but her family needs answers. Them kids need to know what happened. And so do the rest of her family, her friends. Let's just see if we can help. Let's go and have a look on Google and find a picture of Victoria Taylor from Malton, North Yorkshire. And keep a lookout. If you see somebody who looks like her, if you see somebody who looks a bit sad, why not just say hello? Because that hello could save somebody's life. You don't know what other people are going through. I don't know what you listening here are going through. And you don't know what I go through. Because we have privacy. Sometimes privacy kills. So let's just start and say hello to them people who may look a bit sad. Because a hello is the opening of a conversation that they might really need to have. We will be back. We will be back soon. We'll be releasing another episode next week. Every week you'll be getting at least one episode, one full episode, and some mini-sodes where it's just us doing one-on-one about something we found interesting. So until you hear us again, good night, good luck, have fun.
So if you do want to get in touch with us, there are a few ways you can contact us. You can email us at inbfbpodcast@outlook.com. You can contact us on Facebook or Instagram. They are both INBFB Podcast, and we are also on TikTok at INBFB_the podcast. We look forward to seeing you there.